Hey guys, today I have 3 secrets to help you onboard bookkeeping clients. The first one has to do with pricing, which can really be a challenge when you're trying to figure out how much to charge each client, right? So over the years, I've kind of figured out like a 3-step process that I use. The first section is about a week long, and I call it just like the hiring process. So it's usually some kind of initial contact with a client, then maybe we meet in person, maybe I give them a quote, maybe I take a look at their books and see kind of what they look like, and I'm kind of able to determine the scope of the project. So I do not charge anything for this. I do give everyone a free 30-minute consult, and then if they do decide to hire me, I send a contract of employment. And after that contract is signed and I receive it, then I start the phase 2. And I call this the setup period. And the setup period usually lasts a month or 2. And in this phase, I bill hourly. So whatever your hourly rate is, mine's usually around $60 an hour at this point. And the reason why I bill hourly at this point is because it's really hard to know how long things are going to take when you're just starting out with a client. So they could think that their books require this much work, but really they're super messy and they require way more. We're also getting different processes set up and probably doing extra training hours and that kind of thing. We might uncover another bank account or a credit card that they forgot to mention. So after that setup and training period, I move on to phase 3, which is just general billing. And that is billed at a fixed rate. So the same amount every month. So maybe during the setup period, I'm like, okay, it takes me about this many hours. This is my estimate. I think a fair price would be $300 every month that the client pays me. So this video is kind of like a little bit of a sneak preview of all the information I have in my new class called Bookkeeper Marketing Coach. So in that, I go super into more detail about these 3 phases. And then we also talk a ton about interviewing strategy, how to send that contract of employment to a client, lots about pricing, and how to be more confident as a bookkeeper. So I'll leave that link down below if you're interested in getting more bookkeeping clients. I also have a free masterclass you can check out that's kind of on the same subject. It's called the 3 Real Ways I Got My First Client. So definitely check the description box for those things. Secret number 2 is this is the list of questions that I am most commonly asked in a bookkeeping interview. And you'll kind of see the general gist of these questions is the client not really knowing how it's going to look and feel working with you. So I'm almost never asked about my schooling or my background or my training, but they're just like, wait, how do I work with a bookkeeper? So I have 6 questions here. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you're excited to hear these 6 questions. My name's Morgan, my website is FinePoints.biz, and I would love it if you subscribe to this channel and you can get a new bookkeeper video every single week. First question is, how does bookkeeping work? Like, what does a bookkeeper do? And I do have a video all about that if you want some help in kind of how to phrase what does a bookkeeper do. Number 2, how will I interact with you? So how will the client and bookkeeper work together? 3, what services do you offer? 4, how much will it cost me as a client? 5, how will I be billed and when? And number 6, can you help me clean up my messy books? My third onboarding secret really helped me get confidence, especially when I was starting out and I wasn't sure. And that secret is that the client most likely wants to hire you. So they are probably feeling overwhelmed. They're probably feeling disorganized. They might be embarrassed that they haven't been keeping up on their books. In the majority of cases, I see people kind of wait a little too long to hire a bookkeeper. You might find a client where maybe their bookkeeper gave their 2 weeks notice and you're picking up right after they left off. But in the majority of cases I've seen, that does not happen that cleanly. A lot of times I'm the first bookkeeper that they have hired. So I'm kind of teaching them processes and how we work together and that kind of thing. Most likely they are feeling kind of nervous. They're like, oh, I hope this bookkeeper will work for me and help me out and be a good fit. So hopefully you can be encouraged by that and realize this is just another person, another human that you're talking to. One reason that I created that marketing class is because I'm an introvert. I don't really love networking. I don't love like chatting with groups of people. I really have to kind of rally for social events. And so I feel like that held me back the first couple years that I was a bookkeeper, but then I really learned some strategies to help myself. I figured out how to do some online marketing, and I just found some ways to feel more confident in social situations. So hopefully in that class you can learn from some of my mistakes and get all those tips that I learned along the way. Let me know in the comments if you like videos about onboarding and if you have any questions about how to get bookkeeping clients. If you made it this far, will you leave me a celebration emoji in the comments? That would be awesome. All right, I will talk to you guys next week.